During spiritual awakening, you begin to notice patterns everywhere. Numbers that repeat, people who appear at just the right moment, conversations that seem to answer your unspoken questions. These moments feel magical, like the universe is communicating directly with you. But not every pattern carries meaning. Not every coincidence is a message. Learning to tell the difference could save you from making decisions that derail your path for years. The challenge is this: when consciousness expands during awakening, two things happen simultaneously. You become genuinely more sensitive to guidance from the universe, and your mind becomes hyperactive, creating compelling stories about random events. Both feel equally real. Both can seem equally important, yet following false patterns can lead you away from your true direction, while missing genuine guidance can leave you stuck when the universe is trying to help. This is why developing discernment around synchronicities becomes one of the most practical skills of spiritual awakening. It is not just about mystical experiences. It is about making wise decisions when the stakes are high. Picture this scenario. Someone is struggling with whether to change careers. They keep thinking about becoming a therapist, but doubt their abilities. During their lunch break, they overhear two co-workers discussing how much their therapist has helped them. Walking home that evening, they notice a help wanted sign in the window of a counseling center. The next day, an old college friend reaches out randomly to share that they just started therapy school and love it. Three separate nudges pointing in the same direction. But consider the shadow side. That same person might see a license plate with their initials and become convinced it means they should start their own business. They spend the weekend writing a business plan for something they have no experience with, desperately wanting the universe to solve their career confusion through signs instead of doing the inner work. The difference between these two experiences reveals everything about how synchronicities actually work. When awakening occurs, awareness becomes hypersensitive to the subtle web of connections that always existed but were previously invisible. This expansion is often described as an awakening of inner sight, the ability to perceive the threads that weave all existence together. Think about when you first become aware of a particular bird or flower. Suddenly, you see it everywhere. Did the universe suddenly manifest more of this creature? Or did consciousness simply tune into a frequency that was always broadcasting? The same thing happens with synchronicities during awakening, but the stakes feel much higher because the soul is actively seeking guidance. Carl Jung called synchronicities meaningful coincidences that seem too significant to be random. Here is the deeper truth. When you are awakening, the veil between dimensions becomes thinner. You exist in a heightened state where the universe can communicate more directly. But the human mind is also working overtime to make sense of this expanded reality. The mystics understood something profound. There is a difference between divine communication and mental projection. True synchronicities carry a distinct energetic signature that resonates beyond the thinking mind. Real messages from the universe have specific qualities. They resonate in your soul, not just your head. There is a quality of recognition, like remembering something you have always known. They illuminate a path forward with clarity and grace, without forcing or manipulation. They arrive precisely when your spirit most needs guidance or confirmation. Divine timing is always perfect. These genuine synchronicities speak in the symbolic language of your personal journey. The universe knows your history, your wounds, your dreams. It communicates through imagery and experiences that hold deep personal meaning. Most importantly, they shift something fundamental within your being. You feel different after encountering them, expanded, aligned, or peacefully resolved about something that was previously unclear. Mental projection feels entirely different. You are forcing universal symbols like angel numbers to fit your desires rather than receiving their intended message. You only acknowledge signs that support what your ego already wants while ignoring anything that challenges your preferred narrative. You are desperately seeking synchronicities instead of flowing with natural timing, creating anxiety rather than peace. There is also the trap of feeling you need constant cosmic validation for every decision. This creates dependency rather than empowerment. Perhaps most telling, projected meanings create mental noise rather than soul clarity. They leave you more confused, not less. The difference often comes down to energy. Real synchronicities feel expansive, peaceful, empowering. They connect you to something larger while honoring your free will. False patterns feel constrictive, anxious, dependent. They make you smaller, not larger. Here is where many people get lost. They assume synchronicities are commands from the universe telling them exactly what to do. But that is not how cosmic communication works. The universe respects your sovereignty as a conscious being. Synchronicities are invitations, not dictates. They offer information, perspective, encouragement. But the choice of how to respond always remains yours. Consider someone who keeps seeing the same numbers on clocks during a difficult relationship period, not just once or twice, but consistently for weeks. Rather than looking up what the numbers mean online, they notice these moments happen specifically when they are questioning whether to stay or leave. The synchronicity is not in the numbers themselves, but in the timing. It is encouraging them to pay attention to their inner knowing during those exact moments of doubt. This brings us to developing practical discernment. When something feels synchronistic, the first step is dropping into your heart space. What does your soul whisper before your mind speaks? Notice the actual feeling in your body. Does it open and relax, creating a sense of expansion? Or does it tighten and constrict? Feel into the energy beneath the event. Real guidance creates a physical sensation of opening, while projection often feels tight or anxious in the body. Then examine the greater context. What spiritual lessons are unfolding in your life right now? What important choices await your attention? Synchronicities rarely exist in isolation. They are usually part of a larger pattern of growth or transformation. Witness what actually manifested without adding interpretation immediately. Record the pure essence of what the universe presented. Often the meaning becomes clear only when you see the bigger picture, days or weeks later. Listen for the deeper calling within the sign. True synchronicities carry invitations to embody higher truth, but they rarely spell out exactly how. The specifics emerge through your own creativity and wisdom. The shadow side of synchronicity work includes several common traps. Dependency is perhaps the most limiting, requiring cosmic permission for every earthly decision. The universe trusts your inner wisdom and wants you to trust it too. Another trap is selective perception, only seeing confirmations while ignoring contradictions. True spiritual maturity means being willing to receive guidance that challenges your preferences. There is also the tendency to use synchronicity, seeking to avoid taking responsibility for your path. Sometimes the most empowered thing you can do is make a decision based on your inner knowing without waiting for external confirmation. The universe often responds to committed action more than endless seeking. Remember that synchronicities are love letters from the cosmos, not commandments from on high. They are expressions of a universe that cares about your journey and wants to support your highest unfolding. But they are not meant to replace your own intelligence and free will. Some of the most profound synchronicities are surprisingly ordinary. You might think of someone you have not spoken to in years, then run into them at the grocery store the next day. You might be worried about your finances and find an unexpected check in the mail, or receive a job opportunity through a casual conversation. You might be struggling with a decision and overhear strangers discussing the exact situation you are facing, offering a perspective you had not considered. The deeper truth about synchronicities is this: during awakening, the boundary between your inner cosmos and outer reality dissolves. You become a bridge between dimensions, simultaneously more receptive to cosmic guidance and more likely to project your desires onto the physical realm. This is not a problem to solve, but a paradox to embrace. As consciousness expands, both your receptivity to real guidance and your capacity for projection increase. Learning to navigate this paradox is part of the awakening journey itself. The goal is not to stop experiencing synchronicities. It is to cultivate the discernment to know which ones carry wisdom. This discernment develops over time through practice, through mistakes, and through increasingly refined attunement to the voice of spirit within. Create space for cosmic communication by cultivating stillness and presence. When consciousness is constantly in mental chaos, the subtle whispers of guidance get lost in the noise. Regular meditation, prayer, or contemplative practices create the inner spaciousness necessary for clear reception. Keep a synchronicity journal as a practice. Record these moments with reverence and context. Note not just what happened, but what you were thinking about, feeling, or going through at the time. Over time, you will recognize your soul's unique language and how the universe tends to communicate with you specifically. Test synchronicities through aligned action. If the universe suggests a path, take one step in that direction and feel into the energetic response. Does the path open with ease or close with resistance? Does taking action create more synchronicities or fewer? The universe often confirms real guidance by making the way forward clearer, not more complicated. Trust your inner knowing above all else. Synchronicities should expand your spirit, not contract it into fear or dependency. They should enhance your natural wisdom, not replace it. If a synchronicity leaves you feeling confused, anxious, or powerless, it is likely either not real or not being interpreted correctly. Do not surrender your sovereignty to external signs. You are a co-creator with the universe, not a passive receiver of cosmic commands. Use synchronicities as additional input while honoring your own inner wisdom. The most empowered approach is to gather information from multiple sources: inner knowing, practical wisdom, trusted advisors, and yes, synchronicities. Then make decisions from your own center of authority. During awakening, the cosmos speaks more directly because you are becoming more available to receive. Your expanding consciousness makes you a clearer channel for communication, but you are also learning to distinguish between the voice of spirit and the chatter of ego. The most profound synchronicities often come not when you are desperately seeking them, but when you are aligned with your highest truth and simply allowing the magic of existence to unfold through you. They arise from a state of openness rather than grasping, trust rather than anxiety, flow rather than force. Remember, you are not just receiving synchronicities, you are also creating them. As consciousness expands, you become a more active participant in the cosmic dance of meaning and connection. Your thoughts, emotions, and intentions ripple out into the energetic field, attracting experiences that match your vibrational signature. This means the quality of your inner life directly affects the quality of synchronicities you experience. Cultivate love, gratitude, and trust, and synchronicities will reflect these frequencies. Approach life from fear, desperation, or manipulation, and the signs you receive will mirror that energy back to you. The ultimate teaching of synchronicity work is that you live in a responsive, intelligent, loving universe that is always conspiring for your highest good. Sometimes that means giving you exactly what you ask for. Sometimes it means giving you exactly what you need instead. And sometimes it means supporting you in learning to trust your own wisdom above all external validation. What is the most powerful synchronicity that has guided your journey? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might be exactly what another soul needs to hear today. If this video has helped illuminate your journey, please consider subscribing to our channel and sharing this message with others who might be ready to awaken. Together, we're part of a global transformation of consciousness that's more powerful than any of us can imagine. May your awakening unfold in perfect timing, and may you find the courage to keep expanding, even when the path seems unclear. Until next time, keep questioning, keep seeking, and most importantly, keep awakening